Kathy, thank you for being with us, and I am so sorry for the loss of your friend.
I'm going to try to do a good job, but I feel my head is kind of jumbled because I'm grieving. But I also really want to say respect must be paid to this woman. And she blazed the trail, obviously, for me, all the girls, and in the face of so much adversity. She was just a great living example to me, and we had many, many deep conversations about how it's different for girl comedians, and we spoke in shorthand and had a language. And I said to her, you know, you're in a club by yourself. You're not just in a small exclusive club. You're really the one.
It's interesting. I mean, you and I were talking about this a lot, and you were saying that you spoke a language that really hardly anybody else can understand.
Well, I think, you know, when you talk about women in stand-up, it's really quite different than, you know, women who are comedic actresses or women that have had a tremendous support system of like big, powerful producers or multi-million-dollar network deals. You know, everything Joan did, she created by herself. And
fighting for it.
Fighting for it. She said something to me. I was, you know, whining about something, and she said, look, when you're a woman in this business, you have to hold on until your knuckles are white, until they chop your fingers off. Then you hold on by your wrist, then you hold on by your elbows, and you never let go. And, you know, we would joke about everything, appropriate and inappropriate, but she really lived that. And I don't think she should have had to fight that hard, but she just did.
Also, I mean, at the time that she started doing stand-up, Lucille Ball was a female comedian, but it's different. It's not a stand-up.
It's very different when you're talking about being on the mic by yourself.
All alone in that stage.
You're all alone, and I thought it was so cool that the night before she went into the coma, she did an hour-long set at a small theater in New York for the love of the game. Right. She didn't have to.
That's the incredible thing. I mean, the documentary that was made of her recently.
A piece of work is really good.
If somebody hasn't seen it, they really should see it.
It's a must-watch.
I want to show our viewers just a clip from that because, again, she was out doing stand-up, I mean, repeatedly, late at night in small comedy clubs, just trying out new material.
And having fun doing it.
Well, she also, I want to show this clip because she had every joke she told in these filing cabinets. Let's take a look at the clip from the film.
These are all my jokes. These are jokes over the last 30 years. These are just, every time I write a joke, I try to remember to get it on a card. Why should a woman cook? So her husband can say, my wife makes a delicious cake to some hooker? And you wonder why I'm still working at this age.
And by the way, did you like her categories? There was one file that said cooking and Tony Danza. I mean, she would make fun of anything and everyone.
And herself, too.
First and foremost. Right. And so I've been watching a lot of the footage of her earlier appearances, and you can see her just having to jump higher and try harder. And she was very good about actually not letting that sort of overtake her with anger.
She had that relationship with Johnny Carson for 21 years. Oof. To be then cut dead by him.
He broke her heart.
For you know, taking a job that she wasn't getting the Tonight Show. Yeah. It was a great opportunity for her. It's understandable why she would do it. Never spoke to her again.
Well, should we just cut the crap? That's because she's a woman. I mean, several men went on to take over the Tonight Show and other late night shows on network, and never a woman. So and also Joan was so gracious. You know, he made me.
Right.
I gotta always give him that. But she also later on, years after that happened to her, she was able to articulate how much it just wounded her.
But also, you know, to have lost her husband to suicide,
yes.
Find herself raising a daughter by herself, and have to, you know, move forward and make a living.
Absolutely.
And you also pointed out something to me before we went on air, is that, I mean, she invented a whole new television programming, which is the red carpet stuff.
Yes. She took a bunch of celebrities walking into a building and turned that into 2 hours of entertainment. She put designers on the map before anyone knew who they were.
This is the egg arrival or the womb arrival. She was incubating,
what
is what she told us.
I'm not going to say anything nasty. She came in an egg, and some people will do anything not to have to speak to Ryan Seacrest.
You had dinner with her recently. You were talking about the last time you had dinner together.
Well, we closed the restaurant down, and I issued the rules. Nobody else, no friends, no staff. And she had this great joke in her act when she said, I have a staff. And then sometimes I get lonely, and I turn to them and I say, staff, I'm lonely. Who's going to blank me tonight? And she just said things like that at her age that made it actually funnier.
Right.
And by the way, there she's making a Lady Gaga joke, which most 51-year-olds don't do or 61-year-olds.
And again, the night before she was sent to the hospital, she was doing stand-up.
She did a full set, a full hour.
Right.
You know, not just throwing out a joke or going to see someone else's show. She always put the audience first, which is your job, and didn't worry about offending. You know, it didn't, I don't know if it really occurred to her. I think she was always going for the funny so much that she stopped being startled when celebrities would be upset with her, but thought it was kind of fun around the end.
There was something almost kind of sensitive about it. The first time I met her, I was really kind of, I was moved by how vulnerable she was.
She has been through everything and so much more than anyone else out there. We were having dinner 3 weeks ago. She just kept saying, aren't we lucky? You know, sometimes I get bitter and I raise my fist to the sky, and she'd say, no, we're having fun. And aren't we lucky to be doing this? And it's the best job in the world.
It really says a lot about her. Thank you. Thanks for being here. You did good.